Continue today's sporting theme on this channel with a packed programme of action from the Bank of Scotland Scottish Premier League. Goals, controversy and even comedy, it's all here. As is my guest in the studio today, Darren Jackson. His thoughts coming up later. And so to Tynecastle, where Hearts played host to a Celtic team which had scored 8 goals in 2 home games since they were humbled by Rangers at Ibrox. The home side is targeting 3rd place in the Championship and a guaranteed slot in next season's UEFA Cup qualifying rounds. The first leg of an Old Firm double-header for Hearts as Rangers are due at Gorgie Road on Wednesday. Match commentator Archie McPherson.
There's a feeling at large that this league competition has one foot in the grave already. But if you look around Tynecastle today, there aren't too many Victor Meldrew lookalikes in a packed stadium, which I think appreciates there is status and pride still to be played for. And what's more, this is a fixture that traditionally is not for the faint and heart. So Hearts, who played goalless draws in the last 2 games, make 3 changes from the side that started at Dundee. Fulton goes to the bench, Tomaszek starts, and back in the side after 2 games injured, Antti Niemi, just behind a defence that's had 8 clean sheets in 10 outings. Celtic have answered their critics to a certain extent in having come back from that Ibrox defeat with maximum points in 2 games and scoring 8 goals. But a notable absentee, the injured Mark Viduka. However, Vida Rithet is fit, and back into the side is Lubo Moravcik, who accompanies Ajel Berkovic. Well, they say these two can't really play together effectively in the same Celtic side. Celtic put that theory to the test today. I think well enough known to all and sundry, even though with his back to the camera, Hugh Dallas. So Celtic start this game with one out-and-out striker, Tommy Johnson, and by Jove, he really is striking at the moment. I was at Parkhead on Wednesday night when he scored the most magnificent free kick with his left foot. And Moravcik, who's really been playing alongside Viduka, just in behind him, leaving Viduka that lone roll up front. The roles are reversed this time, and talking about reverse, there's a gentleman on his back right away, and I think landing right there on his back. Petrov on that very hard surface there. Olmec-Swagan gets freedom. Looking away across to Cameron, took up a very good position there, Cameron. There's a shot in. Tomaszek really didn't get hold of it and doesn't again. Good effort there by Hearts, coming from midfield very quickly indeed. But the finishing has to be much more incisive than that. Second effort there, didn't get hold of it at all. Here's Jackson. That was late. An apologetic Paul Lambert, but I think the referee will have an admonitory word in his ear about that. Rather rueful looking Kenny Dalglish there. And I think Kenny may be a little bit apprehensive about starting a game of this sort without Viduka. Tomaszek, Mako. Stephen Adam digging in very hard. Mako fighting hard for it. Jackson giving support. That's a beautiful ball to Cameron. Oh, great save! Wonderfully taken there by Cameron. Not the easiest of balls to take as it went diagonally across his body, floated down towards him, and that's a superb save. But a tremendous effort by Cameron. Game almost like a cup tie. Mako. Free kick. Petrov screaming at the linesman there. know why Makel's arguing with the referee. Berkovic takes this. Oh, that just passed. Lambert lashing out at that. Ball drifting back towards him here, and he did exactly the right thing. Letting fly, and he can hit them from there, just angled away from the outside of his foot. Here's McSwegan. Darren Jackson has got time to turn on it. Being caught too readily. Tomaszek, now Jackson. In goes Jackson, unobstructed. Well, almost inevitably, the yellow card comes out for this. Lambert has been warned by the referee, Jim Jeffries. Well, who would argue with that? Blinker. Johnson. Well, that's a great effort by Johnson, out of nothing. I mean, the way he swung away from his marker and then took it diagonally, drawing out the best in Yemi, who I think was slightly stunned that the Celtic striker got a shot in the first place. Well, Kenny Dalglish, the man who's sitting on top with others at Celtic Park of the decision as to who's going to be standing there next season in that particular role, it may be coming to a head very shortly. Oh, there's McSwegan! Well, as that ball was played in, for the first time in the game, there was slackness in the Celtic defence, and McSwegan probably just a little bit surprised, but he went for it and played it wide. Vogel. Cameron doing very well again. Still with it. Darren Jackson, Tomaszek. Now Mako easily beaten. Jackson. Still Jackson. Plays it wide. Naismith. Little touch into the ball, and there is McSwegan. I think McSwegan thought he was offside. He looked quickly across to the linesman after he tried this. Just watch this again. Now he goes, he can't get any punches on it, looks across to the far side, and another chance blown by Hart. Well, I think Jim Jeffries realizes that he can't have the law of averages on his side in terms of chances in a game like this. They've really got to take anything that comes their way against a team like Celtic. Once again, he picks up on the left, making it very difficult there. Yemi came in. That's a decent ball played in. Jackson can't get there, and it just passed. Lambert coming up, picking up these pieces as he so regularly does. And again, good play on the left here. He really did skin Vogel. And Celtic are winning so many of these 50-50 balls now. Here's Makel. Looks for support, he gets it. Trifle too hard there by Naismith. Here's Cameron. Whoa. I'll tell you what, Blinker was fortunate not to make any contact. He's already been booked. Stephen Adam. Here Jackson, down he goes. And I think Lambert is off. Lambert gets a red card. He's already been yellow carded. And yet again, Hugh Dallas gets involved. And a Celtic player goes off, this time Lambert. He was spoken to twice by the referee and booked twice. Here is a challenge there. And he goes across the body. It's not, I'll tell you, it's not the worst foul I've seen. But a bookable offence. He caught him there from that angle. Here's Naismith. Naismith after it, and Yobi. He had only one thing in mind, and to get that ball out of sight. He's had an effective game, though. He's held this Celtic defence together. Very cool. I think Hearts will settle for the corner kick. Just about 10 minutes of this half remaining. Hearts with that corner kick, and it's off the bar. That's it. McSwigan rams it in. The Celtic defence with a meek response to the first ball played in. And there's the man who was up in the air with that effective intervention. Not quite sure what he's beckoning on his supporters to do, but they're ecstatic. I said just before half-time it had to be effective in the air, and it was. Poked out, and maybe Gould and Blinker put each other off and not getting to it effectively enough. And caught between the pair of them, McSwigan comes in and gives Hearts the lead. There they are. They both went for it together, and look at how widely the goal was exposed. Well, I think he must be a much more satisfied man now. His team are superior at the moment, leaving aside 11 men against 10. They have played the better football, made the better chances, and deserve to be in the lead. Here's Cameron. And there goes the half-time whistle. Thunderous applause. Not surprisingly from the Hearts supporters. And as I said, leaving aside the advantage they have of the extra man, they have been the superior side virtually from the word go. They have made the better chances. And then the controversy of that sending off. Paul Lambert had already been booked by the referee and already warned, but nevertheless, eventually Hearts did get that breakthrough when the ball played in by Petric from the corner kick, partially saved, leaving McSwigan not the most difficult chance he's ever had in his career. And thus the halftime score, Hearts 1, Celtic 0. Off we go into the second half, with Celtic having decided to bring on two young substitutes, Colin Healy and Mark Burchill. Blink off, of course, and also as that ball is played by Johnson, there's Burchill, neat little ball inside. Healy making the attack. Well, Luba Marafic, I said at the start that some people think that he and Berkovic can't play together. Well, he's on his own now in the second half. Berkovic didn't start. Adam, reset goes with him. Hearts certainly with a lot of possession. Colin Cameron in a good position here. Drives it in. Put away again, and there's Naismith following on. And Jonathan Gould, brilliant effort to block him. He had to be courageous, and also his positional sense was very important. You can see Naismith coming in there, intent on the kill. Well, he's perplexed, as only a manager can be when it's 11 men against 10 and the ball is flowing against his defence. How do you change it? Burchill, nice little touch to the side. Here's Burchill going through tremendous pace by Burchill. Great save by Nimi. And that was Burchill at his very best. He hasn't had many opportunities. That blistering pace of his, and a lovely screwed left foot shot there, which the goalkeeper just got his hands to. Naismith, McSwigan, and driven in brilliantly. Michael doing very well to keep that ball down. And Jonathan Gould's had a good day in that respect. Yes, he wants some just to get that little bit more. There's only one goal in it. Healy. Abigail, good ball inside. Burchill turning well on it. this is a good spell for Celtic. And the supporters at the back of the goal realise that, trying to lift them up. There's a ball played inside. Butchell has done very well to shield it. Just nicked away there by Presley. Now Hart on the counter-attack. It's McSwegan. Waiting for some support to come to him. Just being a little bit too obvious at the moment. They did have that break. Stephen Adam. That's all McNamara could do. Hutch really should have done better than that with that break by McSwegan. Here's Makel. On it goes towards Makel. He's offside. Delightfully done, but he was offside. Lovely move there by Hart. There's a ball played beyond him, and the referee just looked quickly across to the linesman. Flogel getting into too much difficulty. I said earlier that Hart putting far too much work in the ball in defence, not clearing the lines effectively. Certainly Presley does it there. And Moravcik seems to be affected. I think he'll be all right though. Wants to carry on. Throw to Celtic. 15 minutes of this game remaining. Celtic have pulled themselves, hauled themselves back into this match. Butcher brilliantly saved by Nimi. Well, there's been a contest between Mark Butchell and the goalkeeper. The second brilliant save from the youngster. And Butchell has done splendidly getting into these positions to make the Hearts defence look vulnerable, except for that last stand there of the goalkeeper. There he is again. Yemi just got the slightest of touches, I think. Did he? Yes, it's a goal kick, in fact. Well, two of the saves of the season, you would have to put him in as candidates for that from this man, Butchell. Celtic really have put up a very good fight, and I think this man realises it. Only one goal in it yet. It's 1 against 1. Jackson, there's the run forward by Makel. Oh, he put it the other way. Colin Cameron. And Hearts are spurning magnificent opportunities. Put forward twice in the game in wide open positions like this, and they should have done better. Well, he's watched his side fight back well in the last 15 minutes. They've had their chances, especially through Butchell. Here's Flogel. Well, he's made several mistakes in this latter part of the game. Good run forward here by Makel. And it goes, and they can't get it away. Tomaszek going after it. Celtic fortunate to survive that one. That might be a goal kick. Well, Hearts have had opportunities as Celtic have pushed forward. Makel again, just a little bit too direct in the direction of Wales. Two Celtic defenders getting back to it. There's a run forward. Wales trying to go in now. Certainly with a chance, and he couldn't get a shot at it, and McNamara did so very well to make it infinitely more difficult for him. A lot of arm wrestling going on, but they were both at it. Touch to Petrov. Still pounding forward Celtic. Great play by Petrov. Well, they're screaming that at least a free kick should have been given there. Here's Darren Jackson. Can't keep it in play. Now here's the run by Petrov. He's been outstanding in the last 5 minutes or so. Now there was contact, but I think he also aided himself down. And there goes the final whistle, and perhaps the final whistle, the underpinning of the fact that Celtic and the title chances are now permanently separated. Hearts from the start, as I said, were the superior side. So the one goal in the game came from the corner, came from the head down by Petric, just partially defended and allowing McSwagan to come in and bury it. And the consequence, the final score, Hearts 1, Celtic 0.
Terrific. First half was probably the best we've had this season in terms of the movement, and the passing was excellent, the work rate. So when you put all that together, then the skill comes through, and we had all of that in the park today. I thought it was a cracking match.
We were perfect half out with the commitment, especially when it went down to 10 men. There's a difference between commitment and sharpness, and I think the difference between the two teams was that they hadn't played that, wasn't their third game in 6 days. And we had a few players there who, given another opportunity, might not have been playing at all.
Yeah, I'm really pleased. I was injured for 10 days and I wasn't even training. I was back in the training on Thursday, so it must have been a difficult choice for the manager. He was playing in goals today, and I think he was ill today, so I got my chance and I'm very happy, but I think it's more or less it was a team performance, and I think we deserve to win today.
Talked about the referee on the park. Off the park, he obviously booked Jackie McNamara at half-time. Did he have any words with you?
With me? Why should he have?
Well, there was a suggestion that he'd come into the dressing room to actually speak to a player and yourself. Is there any? Can you shed any light on that?
Well, if you know the rules, you know the answer to that. The players are asked to get into the referee's room with an official. I think that qualifies an official. I was trying to be stick stuck before when I said that I was going to be banned for a year. This will probably be edited out now. And I was never even reported by the referee, so maybe this is just another one that they're getting it wrong.
Well, Kenny Dalglish did have his say on Scott Sport this afternoon. Darren Jackson, one of the best players for Hearts yesterday, with us here in the studio. Superb performance. Jim said possibly the best first half performance of the season so far.
Yeah, I think so. I thought we were tremendous yesterday. We knocked it about well. It was a good competitive game. But at the start of the second half as well, I thought obviously they're down to 10 men, but sometimes it's hard against 10 men. And we used our extra man to our advantage. But they came back in it, and it was fair play to them. They showed, as Kenny said, they showed great commitment, and Andy's pulled a few good saves for us.
The Hearts players looked really well up for that match yesterday, and especially, you went to Parkhead and you came back from 2-0 down, beat them 3-2, and you've done it again yesterday. Yeah,
obviously we're delighted beating Celtic twice, but if we can do it on Wednesday night against Rangers, we need to carry it on. People are saying that we're in a great position for Europe, but it's a long way to go. And there's a lot of points to be played for. So if we can carry it on, we've got to take confidence from Saturday, because, as you say, we were very good, and that's the only way you do get confidence. You said when you came in here today that maybe some of the gloss had been taken off the performance by the fact that Celtic were down to 10 men. Let's have a look at it, because you were involved in all 3 incidents with Paul Lambert. The first one, he's got no complaints about that, and the referee spoke to him for that challenge. Yeah, he just caught me late, and I don't know if it's maybe because Paul's been out a wee while, and as Kenny spoke about sharpness, and he's just mistimed the tackles. He said in the paper today none of them were there any malice in none of the 3 tackles, and there wasn't. I never had any complaints. I got up right away. I don't send them off. It's the referee that makes the decisions. There was probably worse tackles in the game that maybe got away with, and Paul's maybe felt hard done by. But as I say, it's the referee that sends them off, it's not myself. And some of the Celtic players maybe a bit annoyed with you at the time, but when they see that again, I don't think they've got much of a case. Well, I think Paul admitted to them that he did make contact. As he said, there was no malice. It wasn't a dirty challenge, you would say. He just caught me late, and a few of them maybe thought at the time I went down. But a couple of them at half-time had apologised, and Paul had obviously told them that he did catch me. Yeah. So there's no problem there, but there was a wee bit gloss taken off it that they were down to 10 men, and the way that he was sent off and all that, because he's so influential to them. Yeah. He's such a good player, and but we won, and at the end of the day, I'm only concerned with our Hearts. Absolutely. Archie highlighted in his commentary that some marvellous saves from both goalkeepers, to be fair, but particularly Antti Niemi. He had a great game for you yesterday. Yeah, this is a great save for Goldie. brilliant, and this is fantastic because Tommy just takes everything early, and Antti had to be in his toes there, but he's been outstanding for us since he's come. I don't think, to be fair, he'd maybe got a good chance at Rangers, and not a lot of people knew what he was like, but since he's been to Hearts, he's been absolutely outstanding, and he's definitely been one of our best signings.
And Jim was spared the decision really because Gilles had flu yesterday.
Gilles had flu, so that makes it an easy decision for the manager, but Gilles has been very good in the last 2 games as well, so it must be a good problem for him.
Yeah, he was talking in an interview about the movement and the passing, and we can see some of the highlights of Hearts play now. You really were inspired yesterday.
Yeah, well, I think when you play against the Old Firm, it probably gives you that little extra edge. As I say, that was a good save for goal, a good strike for Colin. But as I say, we'll have to carry it on. There's no use. There's no use going and giving a good performance and getting a good result against Celtic and then letting ourselves down again. So we'll have to carry it on, and hopefully, from now into the end of the season, we do very well.
Well, it is coming towards the end of the season, and obviously your minds are on that 3rd position. Is that what you're looking for?
Oh, without a doubt. I always say that when we had, before the winter break, we had a stop-start season that we couldn't get into a run, but since the winter breaks after that, we've got into a run, and I think we've played excellent. I think we've had 2 defeats, and I think we've been great, and the defence has been tremendous. They've 9 clean sheets out of 11 games, and if you're not conceding goals, you're not going to lose games. So we're obviously happy with that as well.
And if you keep playing like this towards the end of the season, you're surely going to get that European spot. How important is that, Dan?
Yeah, it's a huge thing for Hearts to finish 3rd in the league and get Europe for finance, just for stature as well. I mean, the boys want to play against European sides. It's the only way you'll improve.